Hi, this is Heather from Strings and Threads. I was tagged by Jess from J-Hook Magic in something called Spooky Halloween Questions. And so since some of them were themed in the forest and my backyard, you can see my house back there, and this is my backyard. We've got all of this. I thought I would film it out here just kind of for the effect. I thought that I would come out here in my favorite spot in the woods on my hammock and do the taping here. Woo-hoo. Oh, I said taping again. Gosh, I said that before in other videos. It's not taping, it's recording. I have gotten corrected so many times for that. I'm so old-fashioned. Okay, so number one is favorite horror or Halloween themed song. And I'd have to say, I always liked the song, I Don't Like Spiders and Snakes. So I know it's not like a spooky song, but I do like to hear that. All right, number two. Oh, my thing is, name something you wouldn't want to run into in the forest or abandoned building. Number three, have you ever played with a Ouija board? Yes. When I was younger and I'd go to sleepovers or just to a friend's house, we would play with it. I don't think I ever really believed in it, and I certainly haven't touched one as an adult, but yes, I have. Number four, your favorite horror monster or villain? I think my favorite villain is Snape from Harry Potter, because he kind of does not turn out to be a villain in the end, but you kind of hate him the whole time until you find out what's really going on in the end. Number three, sorry, I think this is number five. Let me double check. Yes, number five. What's the creepiest thing that's happened to you while you were alone? All right, there's a little story behind this, and actually this is my first time to ever tell the story to anybody. So I know that some of my family members watch these videos, so it'll be new for them too. So when my husband and I were having babies, we weren't having a lot of luck at first. We had lost our first two pregnancies. And I have my master's degree in music therapy, which this does relate, believe me. I know sometimes I go off on a tangent, but this does relate. So I was working at the time as a music therapist, and I knew another music therapist who was doing something called Cyma therapy. And that's basically saying that each part of your body emits a different wave, like sound wave. And so if something is out of whack, the theory is that it's not emitting the correct sound wave. And so he had a machine called the Cyma therapy machine. and you can also do it with sound. So he ended up making a recording for me of the sounds that are supposed to bring your body back into harmony. And I'm not really like somebody who spooks easily or who gets scared easily or anything like that. But for some reason, I would listen to these at night before I would go to bed, and I would always have a feeling of uneasiness whenever I would listen to it. So one night when I was listening to it, I was in bed and it was dark, and I was there alone. I think that my husband might have been like at a gaming night or something. And when I opened my eyes, I saw a little boy walking into our bedroom door. And then he looked over and smiled and waved at me, and then he was gone. And you can see why I didn't tell anybody about that. The only thing I did, the person who does the Cyma therapy, I told him about it, and he felt the same way as me, like that may have been one of my lost babies. But after I did the simotherapy, our next pregnancy went without a hitch, and that was Roman. So I don't know if the simotherapy helps. Sometimes you don't actually know what the answers are, but it was a very interesting experience, and I've never experienced anything before or after it that was just like that. That was fun filming out there, but I don't think I could have. It was very, very awkward trying to film it out in the woods. So I think the rest I'll do in here, and it should go a little bit quicker. Number 6, if you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you? Is money involved? It's not that I would be scared. It's just that I don't really want to go and sleep somewhere that's not my house unless someone was offering me like $1 million or something like that. Number 7, are you superstitious? No. I don't know. There's not much more to say about that. 8, do you see figures in your peripheral vision? Yes. And I have had something weird with smells. And it's like I can smell different things. One thing that I will smell often, which is very strange, I don't smoke. Nobody in my house smokes. Our house is secluded from other places, so it's not like somebody is doing this near our house, smoking near our house. But I will sometimes smell cigarette smoke. And I'm not really sure what that would be. Like, who did I know that was a smoker that might be visiting me? Or, I don't know. And maybe I'm just a weirdo, but I do sometimes get smells that nobody else can smell. So I don't know what that's about. All right, the next one is 9. What is your favorite Halloween candy? 3 Musketeers. Number 10, do you prefer horror or thrillers? Probably thrillers. 11, do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? Probably. I mean, it's not something that I give a lot of thought to, but there's a lot that we can't explain and that we don't understand and that we haven't been given knowledge of. So who knows? There's a lot of things that could be possible. Number 12, ever made a potion of any sort? Yes, but it's not what you're thinking. One year when we went to Gen Con and the kids were younger, they went into the kiddie section and they had an area where the kids were pretending like they were in Hogwarts, like in the Harry Potter story. And they were making quote unquote potions. Most of it was with what's that drink that you pour into water and makes it sugary? Kool-Aid. Like, it was mostly like Kool-Aid and honey and, those kind of things. And then you would take the potion. And so it was cute. It was fun. So yes, but not in the way that I think they meant. Number 13, do you get scared easily? No. Number 14, have you ever played Bloody Mary? What's that? No, I've never played it. I don't even know what it is. Am I uncool? Number 15, do you believe in demons, devils? Not really. Number 16, you are home alone and you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? Well, I check my ring because we have a lot of cameras around our house and in the basement. So I would check my ring first. If it's serious, I'd probably call the police. Number 17, if you get trapped in one scary movie, which do you choose? I don't really like scary movies, so I wouldn't really know what to choose because I wouldn't want to be in one. I don't really like them. Number 18, if you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would it be? Whatever one is the most comfortable. I really like wearing comfortable clothes. Number 19, would you ever go to a graveyard at night? When I was younger, I did that there was some kind of youth group that I was in, and they for a Halloween special, we went around to different stations, you know, just to have like fun. And we had permission to be there. But I don't know that I would ever have a reason to just randomly go into a graveyard at night. It's not that I'd be scared. It's just that, you know, I wouldn't want to get in trouble. Number 20, in a zombie apocalypse, what is weapon of choice? I don't know. I never thought about anything like that. I don't know. A knife? Are you supposed to cut their heads off? I have no idea what you're even supposed to do. Number 21, would you rather go to a Halloween party or trick-or-treating? Can I say neither? I don't, you know, typically like parties because I end up pretending like I'm having fun and trying to walk over to people to try and fit in. Or sometimes, and I know this kind of sucks, but sometimes I'll try and find one person and talk to that one person the whole time. I just feel awkward. So it sucks for that one person. And trick-or-treating, I took my kids I went when I was younger, but I took my kids when they were young. But it's always been a little bit weird to me that you would knock on someone's door and be like, give me candy. You know, I know that you're supposed to, but I don't know. It's just weird. I would rather do neither. Number 22, you're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? Well, I think the people producing the show would probably put me as the first to die. They'd be like, get that girl out of here. She can't act. 23. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie to be able to go to sleep? I don't watch horror movies, so it doesn't really apply. 24. While watching scary movies, are you the one yelling at the characters, covering your eyes, or sleeping? I don't watch scary movies. I'd probably either be sleeping or covering my eyes because, I don't know. Number 25, are you the one who gets scared or does the scaring? Neither. I don't know. I don't really do either. Number 26, what's your favorite scary book? Recently, I've been reading the Interview with a Vampire series, and I haven't had much time to read lately. I got through the first book in the spring, and I read the second book in the series over the summer, and I started the third book, but I would have to probably go back and restart it because it's been a while since I picked it up, and I probably forget what's going on. But I liked that. So far, I like that book series much more than I would have thought of. My husband has been telling me for years and years to read the Interview with a Vampire series by Anne Rice. And I just had been putting it off because I was thinking, I'm not going to like that. But boy, I could hardly put the first book down after I read it. And then the second book was the same way. The third book, just life got busy. It wasn't that I was having trouble reading it. It's just that life got busy and I don't know. I like to be fresh while I'm reading it, so I'd probably have to start it over. Number 27. How old were you when you saw your first scary movie? I wasn't really allowed to watch that kind of stuff when I was young. Probably at a sleepover. I remember it was the Eddie Kruger. What was that? Was that Friday the 13th? I watched that at a sleepover. I was probably 10-ish. I don't know. So I don't know if that's old. But like I said, I watched it at a sleepover. And I remember the part where the girl fell asleep in the bathtub and she got pulled through the bathtub drain. That's the only part of the movie that I even remember. But I remember being kind of scared to get too close to the drain when I would take a shower after that. 28. What was your first Halloween costume? I don't know. I don't really even remember any of my Halloween costumes. The only thing that I remember was that it was always cold on Halloween. So I would have, the costume that I wanted on, and then my mom would say, put a coat on. And I'm like, no, because nobody can see my costume. And she's like, it's way too cold. You have to, and then put a hat on. So I just remember my costumes being covered up because it was too cold to go out without a coat. And they were probably too tight to wear over the coat. That's probably why it wasn't over the coat. But All right, 29. What are you going as for Halloween this year? That's an awkward question. I must have wrote it down wrong. What are you going to be for Halloween this year, basically, is what it's asking. I'm not going to go out for Halloween. So Halloween's on a Monday this year, and I think I'm just going to turn my light off. Nobody comes to our house anyway because we're pretty secluded, but I'm probably just going to turn my front light off and go upstairs, and my boys are the same way. They're not going to participate either. They're teenagers and they don't care. I know some teenagers still like to do it, but my boys are like, nah, just as long as you have some candy for us. Number 30, if you could have a spooky Halloween pet, what would it be? I think it would be a Thestral from Harry Potter. Those are the like horse-like creatures that only people who have witnessed death could see. And they're the ones that pull the carriages to Hogwarts on their first day of arrival. So probably a Thestral. 31, what is your favorite paranormal supernatural creature? You guys should all know this one. Come on, think about it. Dragons! I love them. Well, this was a lot of fun. Thanks, Jess, for tagging me. I hope that you all have a good day. This is also Vlogtober Day 9. So I wanted to make sure I kept my streak, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to talk about today, so that was perfect, Jess. Thank you. Tomorrow's Moody Monday. It's about the hat and scarf giving. If you're not sure about that, check that out. I'll put a link to what it is in my description. And remember, the reason why I called it Moody, because I was thinking we could choose our colors based on our mood, but if that's too intimidating, just do hats and scarves to show and say where you're going to donate them. Tuesday is Mandala Tuesday, and I actually finished my mandala last night. I was staying up and going around and doing it. So that'll be my last Mandala Tuesday, and I'm going to start doing hashtag Tuesday tutorials after that. And I found out that that's already a hashtag, so I'm just going to join in with that. So don't expect that every week there will be a tutorial available. Sometimes it's a lot of work to do the tutorial. So I might have some weeks where I'm just talking about the tutorial I'm working on, and other weeks that I'll have an actual tutorial that I'll post. But I'll save that for Tuesdays. Wednesday is Whip Wednesday. Thursday is going to be my hashtag small shout outs. That's when I'll do my shout outs. Friday and Saturday and Sunday are up in the air. Those are the days that I do the least posting, but since I'm trying to get through every day this month, I'll see if I can either find something for those days, or we'll just have nice little lovely chats and visits on those days. So we'll see how that turns out. Stay tuned for some bloopers from trying to film this. Have a good day. I decided to get comfy in my hammock here. I love having a hammock out here in the woods. It's my favorite spot to read. So the first question is, favorite horror or Halloween themed song? Never mind. All right, I thought that I would film this from my favorite spot out here in our woods, and that is on my hammock. My favorite place to read. Oh no, somebody's calling me.